Twilight, love it or hate it, we're stopping by this franchise today so we can give you the ultimate Twilight list. This is the ultimate of ultimate lists, guys. I spent a long time analysing the powers of these vampires in order to correctly place them by pure power alone, and some additional factors that focus on why the power in question results in them ranking where they rank. That's pretty straightforward, right? And I haven't forgot that quite a lot of you gave me a pretty hard time on my last Twilight ranking video, so here it is, my retribution. Let's kick this list off with number 10, Felix. If there was ever the definition of a vampire muscle man, then Felix would fit that mold perfectly. This individual was an absolute total powerhouse. The crazy thing about Felix is that he didn't actually have a supernatural gift, nothing that was recognized anyway. He was just far stronger and faster than the majority of vampires. And there has been some debate that this superior strength and speed was in itself a supernatural gift, but that has never been confirmed. Felix was the Volturi's enforcer. He done the dirty work. He carried out the death sentences, and honestly, he seemed like he enjoyed doing it. If I could best describe him, it would be like having a huge feral bear on a leash, ready to be unleashed upon anyone his owner desired. That owner being Arrow, or Jane, as we see her display in Eclipse. Felix is someone I would always want on my side, and someone I would certainly not want to face. It's a shame we don't know more about his backstory, because there definitely seems to be something there, but Stephanie Meyer never expanded on him. What I do really enjoy about Twilight vampires is the huge array of supernatural gifts that some of them can acquire, and honestly, what power is more badass than having the ability to send a paralyzing electric shock directly upon an enemy? Kate can use this rather effectively, especially for close range attacks. For example, if she's put in a dangerous hold, she can instantly nullify the opposing vampire. The only negative side to this would be that she can't deliver the shock attack from a distance. So, if she came up against a vampire like Jane, for example, who can use her own gift from a distance, it might be a little more of a challenge. However, with that being said, the more a vampire learns to control their gift, in addition to more practice, there wouldn't be much to argue against Kate developing the ability to project her electric gift onto someone from even a small distance to begin with. I believe Kate's power warrants a place on this list, and the reason she's placed at number 9 is due to its limitations, which I've just explained. One of the two oldest vampires in the series, and even older than Arrow himself, Vladimir comes in at number 8, and he is an ancient vampire of incredible strength and also possesses a brutal history. He has a wealth of vampire warfare knowledge, and once ruled over the vampire world as part of the Romanian Coven, until the Volturi successfully overthrew them. Even though he does not have a special supernatural gift, Vladimir's standard vampire traits are amplified greatly due to the fact he's close to, or possibly older than 4,000 years. Basically, not many would match up to him in a fight, and this was actually highlighted really well in the possible could-be, would-be Vision fight scene of Breaking Dawn, the movie. Both he and Stefan fight flawlessly and take great satisfaction in destroying Marcus. Now, this Vision scene didn't actually happen in the book. It was a peaceful outcome, but still, just on the basis of the movie depiction, it shows Vladimir at his best. Imagine you come up against a vampire who emits a black mist from his hands. You go blind, you go deaf, you can't feel, you can't taste, you can't smell. It's total and utter darkness. So frightening that you have lost total touch with reality itself and where you are. You don't even get to return to experience all of these senses because you're killed in the process before you even know what's happening. That is how utterly devastating Alec is. He is next level in terms of his supernatural gift. Now you might wonder, what's he doing at number 7 if he's that powerful and effective? Well, the power is a certainty, and he is effective, but only in the right circumstance. For Alec to harness his powers, he needs to have cover from, say, a vampire like Felix, who can shield him as he concentrates. If he's distracted or knocked over, for example, his effectiveness becomes less likely. He's also not the greatest hand-to-hand fighter in the series because he relies so much on protection from others while in battle. There is only one known vampire in existence who has the ability to see things before they happen. To have premonitions of the future is something only Alice Cullen possesses, and it makes her a highly covetable asset. Coming in at number 6, Alice is a very special vampire because she developed psychic abilities as a human, which amplified when she became a vampire. Her visions are always a case of what is going to happen unless there is some sort of intervention by the people the vision involves. Alice was instrumental in predicting where James would meet Bella, for example, or most notably, predicting the arrival of the Volturi in Breaking Dawn. She's also an extremely skilled fighter and uses her incredible agility to her advantage. She was highly sought after by Arrow, so much that he made it his mission to find incriminating evidence on the Cullens in order to manipulate the situation in his favor so he could force Alice to join him. Many could argue that Arrow is worthy of top spot on this list, and in some ways that may be true. He's definitely the smartest and most cunning vampire, but he's not the most powerful. Don't get me wrong, he's not very far away by any means. Arrow is over 3,000 years old and a founding member of the Volturi Coven. He is incredibly strong due to his age and is a very skilled fighter. But Arrow's greatest gift is his mind. With a single touch, he can read every single thought a person has ever had, and he uses this to his advantage. For example, he doesn't have to rely on word of mouth in order to discover the truth of a situation. He can see exactly how the event has occurred as if it was through his own eyes, or the eyes of the actual vampires themselves. He can discover if a vampire is truly loyal to him. He can discover if a vampire is withholding any secrets. Basically, there's nothing that can be hidden from him, which instills a sense of fear for all of those he's involved with, especially Volturi members. Imagine coming face to face with an Amazonian warrior vampire like Safrina, and all of a sudden, your surroundings begin to change. You could be transported to a dense forest, surrounded by an ice plain or in the midst of a blazing fire. Or you could see total darkness, completely black as if you're actually blind. Or maybe 100 monsters just appear before you, ready to attack. You're so distracted that you have no idea what's going on. And before you know it, Safrina comes out of nowhere and cuts you in half. Coming in at number 4, that is the scale of her supernatural gift. Actually, it's not the scale of her gift. The scale of her gift is that she can make any scenario, any background, any person, or whatever she can imagine just appear right in front of you. It's a power that many vampires would actually kill to have, and Safrina is the only vampire who can do it. On top of that, she is a highly skilled warrior who specializes in hunting humans for food, and she actually rejected the opportunity to join Arrow in Volterra. Probably the name you are all expecting to see at number 1 on this list because, in all reality, Jane really is the ultimate offensive vampire. She is the Volturi's most deadly weapon, and they've made no secret of that. Many vampires would not dare question the Volturi's motives at the mere sight of Jane alone. She has the unique ability to inflict a blinding, burning pain so severe that it literally paralyzes the vampire where they stand, allowing her or one of the Volturi guard to deliver the killing blow. The pain is described as feeling like your entire body is on fire. Jane was so effective with her supernatural ability that she was almost single-handedly responsible for the absolute destruction and desolation of the Romanian vampire coven, who ruled over the vampire world until then. Coming in at number 3, Jane's only weakness is that she was changed into a vampire at quite a young age. No more than 12, possibly 13 years old, which means she needs to be protected on the battlefield in order to be the most effective. She is integral to the Volturi's internal structure and Arrow's most valuable asset. What's the point in having an electric shocking ability if it's not effective? What's the point in having the ability to paralyze the 5 senses if they don't, well, paralyze the 5 senses? What's the point in being able to have the power to read minds with just one touch if you can't read minds with just one touch? And what is the point of being able to inflict a devastating level of pain so strong that it renders the vampire immobile if the vampire doesn't become immobile? Well, my friends, that is why Bella Swan is number 2 on this list. She can block out all of those offensive attacks. She can block out the mind reading. She can withstand any supernatural attack that seeks to exploit her in any way. Bella is what's known as a shield. She displayed this power as a human and also as a vampire. Well, it amplified beyond belief. Bella could harness her shield gift and project it into other vampires in order to protect them. Despite being quite a dislikable character in my own opinion, due to her awkward, whiny persona, she's hands down one of the most powerful vampires in the entire series. To have the ability to bend the elements to your will is something only one vampire in the entire Twilight universe possesses. Benjamin from the Egyptian coven can manipulate water, wind, earth, and fire. He's basically the avatar of the vampire world. Who knows, maybe that's where Stephanie Meyer got the idea from. This makes him the most dangerous and powerful vampire by any means. He can create fire to burn his opponents alive in sections. He can manipulate wind to such a force that it can suspend someone in midair or push them in such a forceful manner in any direction he chooses. He can pull so much earth from the ground that he can encase an opponent in a tomb of dirt, or how about creating a huge tsunami wave? That would be a sight, guys. Benjamin is capable of all of this and more. He could even have the power to manipulate more than one element for a combo attack. He is hands down the most powerful vampire in the whole of Twilight, and the supporting evidence of his powers supports that. So guys, that is it. My ultimate Twilight vampires list. Let me know what order you would place these vampires in, or maybe you want to replace some of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.